Just the other day, Sabri had said that he hadn't experienced anything related to typical Forest. So I wonder how he feels about that now, having fell out of the playoffs in the worst way possible. Some would say embarrassingly. I mean, it does really hurt having dropped out in the last 5 minutes of the season on what has been, to be fair, a good season with a few blips here and there. We look like we've made progress. It's just a shame to have fell out in the last 5 minutes, literally last 5 minutes of the campaign. Now, the biggest question really is, where are we going from here? It's a tough one really, because you look at recent clubs that have done the same sort of thing. You think back to Leeds needing to get 1 point just to push themselves over the line with Gary Monk. You look at Wolves, who finished 7th on goal difference a few seasons ago. Those clubs have gone on to obviously win the league the following season, or a couple of seasons later in Leeds' case. But you think now, the main question for me really is, how do you regroup from that? Can you regroup from that situation? Can you regroup from what has happened over the last 3-4 games, really? Not so much physically, but more so psychologically. Is it going to be possible for Sabri to walk in there and immediately have the respect of the players? I mean, some people have said already that they think he's lost the dressing room. It's an interesting situation, really. I mean, you think about the likes of Leeds and Wolves, who were in similar positions to what we've just experienced. The main thing about those going on to succeed is that they immediately changed the manager and changed the system. They brought in a lot of new players, a few fresh faces. So I know there is a call for people to stick with Sabri. Some people want him gone. I just wonder whether it is possible for the players to regroup mentally after what they've done really over the last few games. I think that's going to be the toughest part. I think what's important is the fact that this should not have come down to the last game of the season. It just should not have been a case where we have to grab a draw at home, or even lose by 1 or 2 goals and hope that Swansea don't catch up on us. It shouldn't have ever got to that point, and it's a shame that it did, because it's clear to see the psychological effect that it had on the players. I'm just wondering, is that effect going to be damaging? I speak back to like what I said about Wolves and Leeds. They changed the system, they changed the managers. I'm just wondering if our lads going in, regrouping with the manager, who's obviously just led them to this unbelievable implosion. I'm just wondering whether we will be able to kick on. One thing I do know is that Mr. Marinakis won't be pleased about the situation. I can't imagine what his reaction would have been like the other day. Obviously, with us having been there all season and coming out in the last 5 minutes, I cannot imagine what it would have been like in Mr. Marinakis' household this week. So there's that to think about. There's the fact that obviously it appears like Mr. Marinakis knows what he's doing with the club. We obviously want to move forward. We want to make that success. I just don't know if it's going to be doable unless we spend well in the transfer window. You see, you don't even have to spend excessively. You just need to spend well. And you've got to look back at January and think, could we have had a few more additions there? You had people crying out for Dwight Gale. I think personally we were okay up front with Graben, as long as he stayed fit, which he did. He got 20 goals. It doesn't mean you get promoted, by the way, if you get 20 goals a season. Look at Leeds United, highest goal scorer, Patrick Bamford, on 14, 15, might be wrong. So you've just got to make sure that goals come from everywhere on the pitch if you haven't got a 20 goal a season man. And then further than that, obviously you make sure you don't ship them, which to be fair we haven't done all season. Our defence has looked solid, but obviously when the players found out about Swansea, I'm getting the impression the players realised what was going on at Swansea, or somebody had passed the message on somehow. You could see that it psychologically and mentally affected the players on the pitch. We were shaky, we didn't know what to do. We were all over the shop, and that's nerves. You know, that's young lads. You look at Worrell, his positioning was absolutely dreadful. So was Figueiredo, to be fair. You think, what the hell is going on? But it's clear that they obviously realised what was going on at the Medeski. We'd just shipped a soft goal, And then obviously the floodgates opened, and that was it. It's more than just letting Stoke score 4 on your own pitch. It's the psychological factors that contributed to the goals. Nothing, to be fair, that Jordan Smith could have done. But anyway, we know this, and we're just thinking about getting over this week, next couple of weeks, trying to get into a pre-season. I was speaking to a West Brom fan the other day, and he was having a little laugh because they got promoted, and he says, that's what you get for celebrating draws. And to be fair, you know what? I thought, actually, mate, you've got a point, because if we are going to continue celebrating draws when we probably could be kicking on to win the games, then we're never going to get promoted, are we, at the end of the day? We need to be ambitious. We really do, and I think Mr. Marinakis is an ambitious man. He made it quite clear that he wants to get the club back to the Premier League. I think we will. It's just a matter of what happens now over the next couple of weeks. It's a crucial period for the club. It's a crucial time. I would personally like to see the club come out and say, we're back in Sabri. We're going to put this wrong right, and we're going to make sure that we have a real good go next season. You know, if the players gave it everything over the last couple of games, then we wouldn't be in this position now. Even if we did finish 7th, we wouldn't be in it now. But it's the fact that we let this happen. You know, we let ourselves get played off the park. We embarrassed ourselves, really. And that's why we're in the position we're in at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens. It's a crucial time for the club. And hopefully the board, the chairman, they're going to make the right decisions. So thank you for listening. Obviously, my ramblings as a Forest fan. And take care.